one of the main tag teams in Florida in the early 70s, I believe, was Mike Graham and Kevin Sullivan. First things first, Mike Graham. Sons of promoters, where does Mike Graham rank in between, let's say, on the scale of George Goulas to Bret Hart?
Well, I never knew George Goulas. Never heard anything decent about. Never heard anything decent about anything from Tennessee. Really, so I can't say anything bad about him. I never met the man. Most of the guys, most everybody got. He was a good guy. Mike Graham was a good guy. He was a big bench presser, strong, amateur wrestler. He liked. I think he was a rich, spoiled, rich kid. His dad, he had racing boats, motor boats on Tampa Bay. There, he used to ride. They used to do those cigarettes and those giant speedboats and stuff. So he had a mechanic, but he was in the ring. He was easy to work with, nice kid, and a good guy. Out at night, no problem. He was funny guy. I imagine being the promoter's son, great, hell of a worker. They considered him for a while as a as NW, but he was too short. They didn't like his height. They didn't think his height would be conducive going to other territories, wrestling, against other guys. But
I mean, is that pretty much it? He was just too short, done. You're at a certain level, and that's that.
Yeah, he was, good at everything. And unless you wanted to be like a Putski or Mighty Igor and stuff, bulk up to about 350, 5'6", and something like that. But he was, he was a good guy. He's a good worker, and possible on the mic, as any baby face, normally is. I love the people, thank the fans. I'm going to get back and try my hardest.
And his tag team partner, of course, Kevin Sullivan. This was before Army of Darkness and Mark Lewin came in as the Purple Haze and everything. I mean, what do you remember as Kevin Sullivan as a all-American babyface almost?
He wasn't staying around. He was getting ready to leave. I don't know where, he'd come from New York. He was up from around Boston. So I guess he'd started up there, and knowing he was a local guy and being back in the Vince Senior era, he was and a shorter fellow himself. He was known, but he was a local guy from that area there, the upstate New York area, Boston being Boston. He wasn't going to get any. They weren't going to do him any favors as far as becoming something. And WWF in those days was a big man territory. You'd build up a 300-pounder to come in, work with Bruno, and later Pedro, and later Bob, and then that would that was pretty much the run. But yeah.
There's two rumours about Kevin Sullivan in the early days. One, he was genuinely into the occult, and two, he frequented nudist colonies. Either of those true?
I have no idea.
I'll leave that there then.
No, he and Mark Lewin were good friends, so I don't think, he used to come to Hawaii. Then he worked for Leah Maivia at times when Mark was in the thing. He did some, vacation write-offs and stuff. They're doing some business as well. But he, I don't remember, actually really into the occult, and possibly, I was never that close with him.
No.